Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gaslight Me Gently Sunday Talk Show, where me, your host, I am your host, Dog, and my other host with me is Shadow.
Hello.
And then, of course, our wonderful tech support, Alexia, who's currently behind the camera right now. If she wants to come forward, she can as well. There she is. Thank you all for tuning in today, especially for our little sideshow. We're not doing Reddit on Sundays. Sundays are a little sideshow. Last week was deeper meanings and deeper thoughts with the effects of social media, especially on your mental health. I believe it was, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, I have been correct. Yeah.
It was all the social norms and stuff that have come out now with all the cancel culture and all the bullshit social media brought with it.
I remember now. But and now on today's episode, we will be talking about lore versus gameplay. So basically on how sometimes a video game can be really good gameplay aspect wise, but the story just kind of seems out of place or just kind of in the way of that. Or that the story is absolutely thrilling, it gets you hooked in, it keeps you where you want it, but then the gameplay is where you get lost because the gameplay is absolutely garbage for the story that has been set in stone. So that is today's topic for for us to talk about and go about. So strap in for this wild fucking ride. We already have a comment. Let's see this. Oh, we do not smell. Don't say that.
No, you stinky. You stinky. Not we stinky. You stinky.
Alrighty, on our first little bit is the hook when the lore bites back. So basically when it's I gotta read this a little bit more because I'm like fuck. First point is something that kind of sparked this debate and it's hard to do the guidelines when I don't know what the fuck they say. Alright. I'm just gonna start talking just differences in the games. So I'm gonna bring up one of the games that has really good gameplay, but has a story that's just kind of there. And that game currently, with my knowledge, is Doom: The Dark Ages, and most of the Doom franchise. The gameplay for Doom is really fun. Honestly, going through these different arenas, learning your different weapons and how to actually properly take care of these hordes of demons. To properly do it, and it gets to it so fluid, it's actually enjoyable because you want to be able to see what you can do and how you can do it better. But then the story just feels kind of segmented in. It was thought about around it a bit, but not fully. Especially with Doom: The Dark Ages, a lot of community people have even said that the gameplay for Dark Ages is really good, but the story is just kind of meh. And I would kind of have to agree a little bit because of the fact that the actual gameplay of Dark Ages is really fun with all the different mechanics, but the story is where it loses me a bit because the villain doesn't seem that intimidating. Some of the characters seem a little lackluster. And it's just kind of there, to be honest. Which is where it kind of throws it off a bit from it being a really, really good game.
Fair. I will wholeheartedly admit I haven't really played the Doom games or anything like that. But some games that I've played with that I will admit, at least to me, and had a fantastic storyline. Some of the gameplay a little lackluster, But then again, it was on older consoles, and it was some of the, not all, some of the Assassin's Creed series games and stuff.
That is honestly fair.
For me specifically, it would have to be 2 Brotherhood and Revelations, and it's mainly because that those 3 games followed the same character throughout every game as he got older, as he traveled the world for his what he was doing and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, other than the story that's there and like what he's doing, why he's doing it, and everything that he's going through, every single mission, every single quest or anything like that was literally just go here, kill this, go there, grab that, go here, look at this, go here, kill this. Like it was the same 2-3 quests, just rinsed and repeated over and over and over, and that was all the gameplay was.
So it seemed like they just made the 2 or 3 missions and copy and pasted it and just changed the names around as you did it.
They changed the names around, they changed the locations around to just be different locations, but it was quite literally just like, go here and fight this, and it's, oh look, it's a group of 5 guys. Okay, 3 missions later, go here and fight this. It's the same 6 guys, they just moved. Okay, and yeah.
Fair enough. And apparently, I saw a comment. Apparently, I look like a Power Ranger.
Fair. Fair.
All I get now with that, just seeing the fact that I look like a Power Ranger. It's morphin' time. All right, sorry.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
But yeah, definitely Assassin's Creed. Some of the Assassin's Creed games, I will say, like, stories are really good. Gameplay was pretty decent for the game. But I want to talk about like a little bit bigger like a little bit more known franchise, especially for the entire community. Halo.
Fair.
Halo, the entire franchise has been, I will definitely say, up and down depending on the game. Some of the games, yes, gameplay's fucking phenomenal, and the story's also good. But then there's other games where the story's absolutely, like, why? And I'm gonna bring up one of the most recent installments to the Halo franchise, Halo Infinite. Gameplay, wonderful gameplay out of Infinite, but the story, oh god. It was all right, but it also wasn't the greatest, especially for it being like a continuation of their main story. Like, I felt like it could have been done. Yeah, I feel like it could have been done better, or kept it within the lines of what Halo was supposed to be. To be honest, because it's like Halo was supposed to be this massive like war. Like, I understand, like, as the time went through, we made allies, we made friends, and like it started ending the war, but then they started just tossing stuff, and it just felt really nuanced and a little out of place. When like a little bit out of place, yeah, a little forced, instead of like making a coherent timeline. But Infinite was just kind of. Infinite didn't have a great launch or release date when it came out, especially for its storylines, like just in general, which did not help the fact that the story was what dragged that game down even more, because the fact that people were playing Halo not just for the gameplay, but also because of the story, because the original story for Halo was very compelling. It made you want to keep going, it made you want to keep learning, but then as time went by, it just seemed to just lose you.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like Infinite just felt super out of place.
I will say I'd heard a lot of different things about it back whenever it first released. I kind of started to tune it out and everything to a degree. but it's just like I can definitely say a lot of what I heard was people being like, "Why are we doing this? Why are we like why are we going here to fight this? We had that resolved, or
Exactly.
why are we starting up with this faction again when we're like 2 games ago we were allies with them, and you guys have given no plot points as to why the alliance would have been broken for any reason or what happened there. You just kind of said, hey, you guys usually fight these enemies and those enemies and these factions, so here, fight them some more. They attacked you again. And instead of going with the lore, going with the books, going with what's available, essentially they started making Halo kind of the same way that they've been making COD for since fucking Black Ops, which is just same game, reskinned, new name, new number, and that's it. Like it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's just when you start
You kind of
making.
described it pretty well. Like it's just gone downhill, and it's just reskins, which does
Mm-hmm,
not help a franchise who has a, especially when the
mm-hmm.
franchise is so large. When the
Like
franchise
I
is
under
that big, like it's just gonna kill it.
yeah, and it's like I understand there's only so much that you can they say. Okay, oh, Jesus, okay.
I respect.
As they fuck as they say, there's only like so much you can do, so much you can come up with your imagination, so many different concepts before things start kind of overlapping and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that whenever you've just run out of ideas completely, instead of taking the time to take a step back, try to actually come up with or make like that compelling story or that next new like adventure for people to go on and everything. You instead just start reskinning and reshipping your game as a new full price game because effectively you became a fucking sellout. The best way for me to put it. And it's just like the entire gaming industry as a whole is going downhill in my opinion at this point. It's like because you've got the reskins or you've got the and give me flack for this if you want. I mean, we've already been over this. I really don't care. You've got the woke people, or you've got the whole wokeness having to be like injected into it now. So instead of it being, I don't think this has happened, but like we'll continue with Halo right now. Instead of it being like lore accurate for the Spartans and shit like that and everything, now you're dropping in with a rainbow visor and a fucking unicorn horn and with a fucking
Basically, Call of Duty
uh
skins in the
cert
multiplayer. Yeah,
well, not just Call of Duty skins, but it's like it's the core characters that being made into something that they don't that doesn't necessarily either fit that universe or need to be. I put it this way: imagine Halo after the first 3 or 4 games, like after the Master Chief Collection, right? Let's say after the Master Chief Collection arc, instead they just decided, you know what? Now we want to make Cortana lesbian, and just out of nowhere to
change
because
something very
that
big. Yeah,
yeah.
but it's kind of like, but another game that's kind of like that, to where it's like gameplay, depending on who actually plays this, can actually defend this game properly. Is like really decent, or the story is like really bad. Overwatch. Look what happened to that game.
Oh, Overwatch has a
It's
story.
just a reskin.
I
Like
didn't even
Overwatch
know
2 is basically
Overwatch.
a reskin. Overwatch 2, yeah, Overwatch was originally supposed to have a story. But it was so bad that basically the community just said fuck it and stayed with the multiplayer. It was supposed to actually have a story,
Sounds like
but
Fortnite
because
all over again.
it was so botched by Blizzard that they got rid of it. And the characters, yeah, the characters have lore to them. Every
I knew
single
the
one of them.
characters had certain lore because they have the different voice lines with each other,
Yeah,
like voice line
they
interactions
had
with
like
each other.
full on lore that was supposed to tie into the story that Overwatch was supposed to have, but it was so bad that Blizzard basically cut it completely, which then botched the game. Because a lot of people were like really actually hoping for an actual story mode, but that never came.
I don't blame.
Oh yeah, Overwatch 2 is just a reskin of the first game, just with new
Overwatch
people.
2 is just Overwatch 1, with A, new people, and B, certain abilities that got tweaked to do something different than what they did before. But quite literally, you can't even download Overwatch 1 anymore anywhere
Nope.
because Overwatch 1 just boots into Overwatch 2. They literally just changed the number and added
They
new
cut out the
characters
entire
and
server
shit.
for it. Yeah, freaking day, like the day and night cycle is just freaking stupid because it's like one night you could be playing one map one night, and then in the morning when you wake up and you know like the map should have rotated already, it's the same map. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or it could be like a map that you played at night, like a night match 3 days ago that you know is a night map. Out of nowhere, you're playing at midday, and you're like, what? Oh, a day and night cycle, and then just cut that out.
There's two different map types. So there's a day map and a night map in Overwatch, and they alternate whenever the fuck they want to. They're not actually on a day night cycle or anything like that.
They're just alternating the time of day of the actual map itself.
Well, no, not even that. It's literally just you have sunlight, no street lights on the city map, or you have night sky with street lights on the city map. Other than that, it changes literally nothing. It's essentially it's colors. It's the colors of the map get changed, and that's it, and everything.
Good reason why I never played fucking Overwatch. That's why I'm like, I don't really know much about this fucking franchise. I'm kind of glad I don't. Fuck Blizzard.
That's the only differential. They have like I want to say what like 5-6 maps total, something like that that they rotate through per game. I mean, you can get the same map 3 times in a row, but it's like other than the 6 or 7 set different maps, the only difference in them is just lights on, lights off. The lights off doesn't create extra shadows or anything. Like lights off doesn't make a better hiding spot in a corner somewhere because it's now darker and so you can't see them as well. Like because there's no shadows, there's no anything else like that in the game from the characters. As far as I remember, it's Like I said, Overwatch 1.
Disappointing.
Overwatch 2, you won't convince me that Overwatch 2 isn't just
Overwatch 1 new skin flavors and new people.
I'm gonna say like they didn't even make new servers. Like it's probably still the old original Overwatch 1 servers, just with shit updated to whatever they've pushed out now. I mean, shit. I won't lie. I played it couple months ago just to look at some stuff. I had a buddy that was asking me about maybe playing and stuff, and they've even now got a game mode in there where you play through, and I'm granted I will say it's to me it sounds a little interesting, but it's as you play through you'll get points or money or stuff like that from the game, and then whenever you die you can buy basically upgrades to different skills and stuff that your character ships with and everything. You ever played the game Paladins before?
No.
On Steam?
Never touched Paladins.
Same concept, but it's got the actual It's got the actual. Go ahead.
I'm guessing it's got the actual like change and like difference between like for people that actually make it seem a little bit to make it better instead of it just
Oh
being
no!
like kind of the same thing.
It's basically just free Overwatch.
That's
In
even
all
worse.
honesty, yeah, it's basically just free Overwatch, but it had the card system is what I'm going to call it, where it's like you can buy only a certain amount of different or only a certain amount of cards, and there's different like categories for stuff. So it's like you had your health, you had your movement, you had your damage, and then you had or your like your anti-heal stuff, and then you had your just like straight up damage cards and stuff that you could buy from. And basically when Overwatch started declining because of Marvel Rivals, they started kind of throwing this extra stuff in there, like, oh, Paladins has this system in it that people like. Let's throw that in for the game modes, and then let's bring back loot boxes and all of this other stuff without actually adding any kind of meaningful reason for people to come back to the game to play other than the ones that were already playing it to begin with.
Oh god, but yeah, and to kind of talk about another game, to talk about a game like another game that has somewhat better lore in it than actual gameplay, especially just like especially if it's just like lore for like the characters and like the
Mm-hmm.
universe that they're in. Apex. The lore for the characters in Apex Legends are actually better than Apex Legends the game itself. Like all the characters in Apex were actually because since it's part of the Titanfall universe, and as a lot of people know,
That's true. I
Titanfall
always
is a fucking great ass universe that EA killed. I don't care what anyone says, EA fucking killed it.
EA's killed a lot of things, man. Like even
Yeah,
Need for
this is
Speed
one of
shit.
them, and
But
it's where I get the
yeah,
most salty about. But because Titanfall is a
go
great
for it,
universe.
go for it. Get your salt
So
out, brother. Get your salt out.
the universe, like the universe of Titanfall, great universe, but the characters in Apex are either related to are related to pilots of like the war that was going on until it just ended. The legends, the games themselves were made by a villain of the second Titanfall game, Blisk, which you never get to fight. And the actual characters themselves have a more in-depth lore than the gameplay actually allows you to truly see. Like freaking Peacemaker. He's a
Mm-hmm.
Marvin bot who gained sentience. He was just a little Marvin helper bot, and then he gained proper
He,
sentience. And then
he
our
was a sweeper bot.
yeah, he was just a little sweeper bot basically. And then the Octane, he was running the pilot gauntlet, but he found the way to make it through the fastest time using the grenade tech, which was basically pre-arming grenades and throwing them to give yourself extra boost, which you could do in Titanfall 2. So
Yeah,
everything that was happening in their universe has already happened or they're related to people. But the fact that they made it a battle royale game instead of a story-based driven game is what
they dropped the
killed
ball
it.
on it so fucking
It
bad there, dude.
killed it.
So
Like
much of the
that's
community
why I'm
was
like
expecting that.
the characters have great story behind them. Like you read the lore books on the characters, they actually are really well thought out, really well done. But the fact that it's a battle royale is what kills it. Like fully kills it
Mm-hmm.
because Apex comes from technically Cuban Blisk's group before he made the games. Apex Predators, which is a title you can get in Apex Legends. But Apex Predators were Cuban Blisk's personally chosen by people to fight alongside him during the war as mercenaries. They weren't
Mm-hmm.
supposed to, it wasn't supposed to be a title rank in a game, in a tournament. It was supposed to be something earned, which is where the game plays, where it's like you have all these different people who have different relations, all are from different like different families, have really great lore that are now just dropped in an arena and just told to kill each other.
No,
For
no,
what?
100%.
Nothing.
Like, I know.
It's where it could have been better if it was a story-driven game, but they made it a battle royale and it fucking botched it.
I know a lot of people were looking forward to it being, or were hoping that it was
A
going to be
third
a
Titanfall.
story game. Yeah, a third, like a continuation of the story and everything afterwards. Also, bless you.
Because heresy.
Fair. But like, and I'm gonna put this out there right now.
So
Before
for
any-
so I'm gonna tell everybody what Alexia just said. So Alexia just said her very first episode, like her very first YouTube video, was Apex Legends. That is why you probably just heard me go heresy. Because I'm sorry, I hate Apex because it killed Titanfall, and I'm pissed.
Although I
still
will
be to this
say,
day.
I will say, no matter what anybody says, Mirage was my boy from the very fucking beginning, even when everybody was clowning on his
fair.
ass. Like, I
That is
tried
fair.
to tell people back in the day just how good his ass was going to be, and then years later, they're like, you know what, he actually pretty good. He actually pretty good, type shit. But
Yeah,
no,
but
I completely agree.
Yeah, it's just like, especially because like the fact that the weapons like were a lot more balanced, especially in Titanfall itself, than they were in Apex. Because in Apex, like you're like, oh, I have to get this one specific gun with this specific loadout. Titanfall was like, fuck, I got a gun, I got a primary, secondary, and a grenade. Fuck it, we run it.
Shit,
Like if it was if it was a pilot versus pilot match, you legit were like, fuck, I'm out of ammo on this one. Oh, looks like I just got that guy down. Let me go pick up his gun real quick. That was how the game was, and it was fun because there was no broken loadouts. There, like a lot of people say there kind of was or kind of wasn't. It was like very small differences, very small. Did not matter. But like you still felt like if you lost because you weren't good enough, and like that was it. Like it was an actual skill based thing, not a loadout based thing. That's where my love. No. I will die on my hill if Titanfall was better than Apex any day of the week.
The one thing that drew me into Apex, to be honest with
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
was the fact that originally it was supposed to have the Titan, like the Titanfall feature
The actual Titans
in it as well, where you could have your Titans come in and stuff like that.
They cut it.
And then they changed. And the biggest argument I shit you not, the biggest argument I always heard about it, or like
The
biggest
Legends could beat a
defense
pilot?
for an argument. Well, no, the biggest defense argument for Legends was the fact that Titanfall 1, the original game for the series, didn't have a story mode or anything like that. It was just PvP and everything, and so they were just keeping with. It was. I agree, but I mean, it's like it doesn't matter if the first game didn't have a story mode. The first game was an introduction to the series. The second game started to give you a story and give you a baseline for a universe and all of that you didn't finish out. Mind you, by the end of that campaign, it left it off in a cliffhanger to be continued.
Cooper's helmet
and
blinking
everything.
saying BT's alive. That made me so mad because I loved BT.
And then we get nothing afterwards. We get Apex, which was originally going to be a battle. It was going to be a battle royale, but it was also going to have kind of like Fortnite, a story mode in it as well for you to play and stuff like that. And you were supposed to have Titans that you could call in the fucking battle royale as well. Kind of like if you in fucking Warzone, if you got your loadout crate and everything, you could assume get your fucking Titan and shit and everything. And it's just like the thought of like you and a team are running around looting up shit and everything, in all honesty, and then coming up against another Titan or somebody in a Titan and all of that, and either calling your Titans in on them or fucking working together as all 4 or 5 of the guys that you were with to take down said Titan was fucking amazing to us. And then they just butchered it the same way that
completely. They butchered it fully.
Yeah. They
And
did the same thing
that's
Fortnite
why
did.
I'm like, it hurt to see like a
Yep.
universe that barely even got started get cut
Yep.
down because of a corporation not wanting it to be what the community wanted, which sucks because because the characters have great lore, very good lore, but just the fact that the gameplay that they were given is what killed the franchise, and it makes me so upset. So that's just one game. There are many more. Oh, Fallout. Fallout. Fallout's depending on the Fallout game and story. I know this will get a little controversial. A lot of people will say that some games are good, some games are bad, no matter what. Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. Nah. Gameplay's alright. Gameplay's not bad for those Fallout games. Not at all. Gameplay's actually pretty decent. But the storyline? I don't know.
You're gonna hate me.
Like they're not all there. Fallout New Vegas had great gameplay and a compelling story. Kind of. But it's also Fallout because Fallout is also a very vague kind of game. Like you're playing as like either a random vault dweller or you're playing as like a freaking courier. Like
You're
you
gonna
don't
hate
get to
me.
really know much about yourself, but the story at least is there to help you learn that. But 4 was kind of there.
Well, no,
What do you have to say, Shadow?
you're gonna hate me.
Why?
I've never played any of the Fallout games. I know about them. I know the universe. I have some of them. I
have New
and
Vegas. I have
everything.
tried Fallout 4,
I have
but
I have
I was like,
multiple
again,
of
gonna
them
get attached.
because my buddy shared some of his with me on Steam way back whenever I was in high school. I just never downloaded them and played them and everything. So it's like I think I have New Vegas. I have some of the other ones and stuff like that. I have the big multiplayer one. One of my buddies has been trying to get me to play that with him off
It
and
might
on every
be
now and
76.
then. 76 it is.
76 was the biggest multiplayer one out there. It's the
It
only
is
multiplayer one,
76.
actually. All
But yeah,
Fallout
no,
are single player games.
I've known that.
Besides 76.
I've never played any of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Like, honestly, I'm like, because that's the thing. It's like, I have tried Fallout New Vegas. I have tried it. I just couldn't get fully attached to the gameplay loop. The story was really good. The gameplay loop is where it lost me, especially that's just where it loses me in Fallout in general. I've tried Fallout 4. I have tried it, but the thing is just the more the fact it was the gameplay loop and also the story wasn't enough to actually try to keep me. So I can actually learn Fallout a little bit more. That is my personal opinion on it, is the fact that I have tried a really good Fallout with a really good story and gameplay, and I've tried a Fallout with a mid story but decent gameplay, but I still couldn't get attached. And that's just because
fair.
of just how the gamer I am. But I still have at least given him a chance, and I have at least thought about the story. Like, I have at least looked into the story of Fallout, and Fallout does have, like, depending on the games, does have a really good story due to the fact of the events and the aspects that you can do within the games that can actually help change the game and change the outcome of certain events in the game. That is actually a really nice. That is something really nice to think about because of the fact it's like you, the player, have an effect on the world and the story within your own gameplay, and you
That's
can
something I
help
just
sway certain things in certain ways. So like New Vegas, at the end, it's like you get to decide what faction controls like the water supply to Las Vegas. At the end, you get to decide who you're the person who basically decides who you want to back at the fight for Hoover Dam.
nice.
And you get 3 factions to choose from, and you get to choose which faction actually technically 4. You get 4 factions to choose from, and then you basically get to decide who gets it. So, like, and that's kind of how in most Fallout games is like you, the player, can help sway things in certain ways while also going on your main quest. So you can have a little bit of power, but depending on how you do it, it feels a little nuanced. Yeah, the Nuka Cola expansion for Fallout 4. It's just kind of dropped in out of nowhere. It's just, here you go. And that's it. Like, you don't get any explanation on it. It's just there. Like, sure, you get a pretty cool Nuka-Cola fucking power armor.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's kind of like, why?
I mean, something that I just thought of, because I do know that it has like the different stat system and stuff like that in it. The Fallout games are just different D&D campaigns set in the same universe.
You're basically mid-maxing.
Fallout's just D&D at this point, because I know they got the different characters, D&D without the dice rolling, essentially. The game does the dice rolling for you. That's, I might actually have to get into these games at some point.
Yeah, so I'm like, Fallout's definitely one of the universes to where it's like, it could have really good, like, it just really depends on the game you play, to be honest. It just depends on which game of the installment you decide to play, where you could either be pretty good or pretty bad. You just have to just figure out which one. Fallout 4, yes, it's the most modern, besides 76, it's the most modern Fallout out of, like, all of them besides 76. But, like, it's just kind of choppy. And just kind of, like, the story, like, a lot of storyline points in it just don't make sense. Like, they don't fit the world, like, whatsoever. They're just fucking there. Like, the Nuka-Cola one. Like, the Nuka-Cola one's just kind of fucking there, and it's like, why is it here? So I'm like, it just really depends.
More money off of you. That's why.
Yeah, Bethesda.
Fucking effectively. I mean, listen, we're still waiting on Elder Scrolls 6 that was teased back in, 2014 or something, and instead we got the Elder Scrolls Online, then we got Oblivion Remastered, then we got
a remaster of Oblivion, but we didn't get a remaster of 5, which is shocking due to the fact that they not only went from basic Elder Scrolls like Skyrim to then special edition Skyrim to then anniversary edition Skyrim. But never. I
was gonna say, how many different versions of Skyrim are we on this time now? Considering he's been releasing one.
We're on the third different version of it.
Well. I don't. Maybe I don't know, because I'm the fucking Todd Howard out there seems to like to. I was gonna say Todd Howard seems to like to release a new fucking Skyrim version every goddamn year for the last 15 fucking years.
Yeah.
So,
because they remastered Oblivion, and a lot of people said that it was needed, and I would agree with seeing some of the game, like seeing how the game looks now. Like, Oblivion now looks really good, and like the class building is a lot more streamlined compared to like all the other games installments. Like, out of the Elder Scrolls like franchise, Oblivion Remaster does have the gameplay and actual lore to keep players going. That is something I will say. In Skyrim, I will definitely say the gameplay is better than the story of Skyrim. Mainly because of the fact that I have played the entire story of Skyrim. I have played plenty of the side quests. I have played the entire main story. The side quests and some of the side quests seem to have a little bit better lore in them than the actual main story, because the main story is you wake up being held prisoner. You don't even know what you did. You're just woken up as a prisoner. And then this black dragon basically helps you get freed, and then you start to learn, and then you learn that you're this all-powerful dragonborn. You're the guy who's supposed to help stop the turning of the times from the world-eating dragon Alduin from destroying the world. You learn this just out of fucking nowhere. And then it's like, that's the entire story, is just go kill him. That's it. And then once you kill him, it's like, now what? And that's technically where the story technically ends. It just ends right there once you technically kill Alduin. But that's why the story, like some of the side quests, like Dawnguard, you're helping vampire hunters stop a psychotic vampire lord from blocking out the sun and killing all life just for his vampire people to live and thrive and feast off everyone.
The Nightingales,
true. Nightingale also has really good story.
You're essentially going through rigorous processing and stuff like that for joining this secret fucking spec ops organization, or like secret ghost organization within the world of Skyrim, that they're not necessarily malicious per se, because I know you got to technically go through both the Thieves Guild and the fucking Dark Brotherhood. So you got to do
Yeah,
thieves
you have to
and
go through both of them.
assassins. But the Nightingales themselves, one reason I love them so fucking much is because like their organization in and of itself isn't like an inherently evil organization. They're like magic wielders that just they use their power and their knowledge and stuff like that to more or less try to keep order between everybody in the land, so they don't essentially kill each other completely and wipe each other out wholeheartedly.
Hell, the Civil War kind of has a slightly better story than the actual main story of Skyrim. Like the
I
Civil
want to
War,
go
like
shoot a trebuchet. The fuck you mean?
literally, like because like the actual like because the Civil War is all about just the people trying to figure out who should be the rightful rulers of Tamriel, the realm you're in. Should it be left up to the Imperials, or should it be left to the actual lords of the land? And that seems more compelling because it's like you actually get to choose and then help that side win the actual war. So then you can actually either give the Nords back their land or give it to the Imperials.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead.
I was going to go to the Dragonborn, but I'll let you finish. I'll do what you need to talk about first.
I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been fucking ages since I've played that game at all. I won't lie, I've thought about like looking up some.
It's a fun game to go back to and just play randomly.
Well, I was going to say, I was thinking about looking up some of the big like overhaul mod packs as well that people have been playing through it with one of those. But back to my question, whenever you like your side effectively wins, doesn't it also like kind of change some of the world shit around for like some of the other areas for being like the clothing style and stuff like that?
So depending on where you're at within depending on what, like if you finish the Civil War completely. So if you finish the Civil War, then you are fully through it. If you do the Imperial side, Whiterun becomes more of an Imperial city, not a full Nord city. It becomes a little more Imperial, and I believe you get rulership or something, and I can't remember which one was you become the Jarl. It was either the Imperials or Stormcloaks, where you became the Jarl of Whiterun at the end of the war. Because at one point you do have to either have to storm, you either have to protect Whiterun, or you have to attack Whiterun. And then depending on which one you choose, if you decide to, because it was Imperials were protecting Whiterun. So if you protected Whiterun, you got like a lordship title within the city. So then people will start looking at you differently. Like your prices will change a little bit because you defended the city. And then if you were on the Stormcloaks, they would kind of look at you like a villain and start treating you as such because of the fact that you were attacking them, even though you've helped the Jarl many a times on different accounts, and also decided to. Oh, our tech support has brought us our drinks from our vending machine.
I think she's telling us our voices are getting scratchy and we need something to drink.
Probably, who knows? But just definitely, because it really depended on which side you decide to choose on. So
I mean, shit, I might have to go back and fucking because, like I said, it's been a while, and I don't think I ever finished the Civil War part. But I mean, shit, I can remember the last time I played, even with it being like almost 10 years ago, or like at least 8. Fucking, I would start the game, right? And I would purposefully either try to or make my way to Riverwood, I think is what the place was called. I would immediately
Riverwood's the first city you gotta go to. Yeah.
No, not okay. So not the first.
First
the
village.
City that the first like actual city where the thieves
Whiterun.
guild and shit is where I
Riften.
end up going. I don't even
So you
go
went
to
to Riften.
Whiterun. Yeah, I don't even go to Whiterun. I don't even start the dragons half the time. As soon as it gives me
Same.
free reign and everything, I go straight to Riften because I'm like, I want to start with these guys. Plus, I mean, with what we were saying earlier, thinking on it now, this is kind of what made me think of it in the first place. If you wanted to say that you were playing this from more of like a role playing perspective and like a canonical character perspective, motherfucker ain't just gonna. I was gonna say the motherfucker like in real life, the hero ain't gonna wake up from being a prisoner and go straight to fighting dragons and shit. He's gonna wake up from being a prisoner and like build himself up, get to know where he's fucking at and everything, learn shit, make allies, get equipment and everything. Like shit.
But yeah, definitely, because like especially because the Dragonborn DLC, like that DLC definitely has some pretty decent lore into it as well. Because like Mirac himself, and Hermaeus Mora, like those guys got some pretty interesting fucking stories on them and backgrounds on them, which it seems a little like just kind of evil for the fact that they're just DLC kind of people. And that's it.
Yeah.
They're not part of like the true main story. They're just completely like all blown, like all just for the DLC, and it kind of feels sad to the fact that they're not fully implemented into the actual storyline itself. Like they're kind of mentioned, but they're kind of not at the same time, and it's kind of criminal about it because it's like the actual like Dragonborn area, Solstheim is actually a pretty cool. It's actually a pretty nice area. And like the town there actually has a really nice the town there has pretty good stories. The villages there, like learning more about who Mirac is,
pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, learning who Mirac is, why he's doing such things, like you kind of learn a little bit more about like what's going on, and it makes you feel a little bit more inclined to keep learning. Which is why I'm like Skyrim has many points of like. The lore the lore is really good, while the actual main story is kind of garbage.
Yeah,
and just not all there, sadly.
The main initial campaign is kind of booty cheeks and everything, and
get stronger
really
to kill Alduin. That's it.
Yeah, it honestly, that's really all it is.
Yeah. And then the DLCs were a lot more thought out of on how they want to portray like an actual like villain, and like how to portray like a proper end to said story.
Yeah, because all that one is just, oh yay, you killed him, you did it, hooray, thank you.
But Tamriel's still in danger. You still got shit you got to deal with.
Well, I mean, kind of, because it's like it was like Tamriel's still in danger, but also like you didn't really have any kind of main thing to go to now. It was just like, oh, I heard a rumor about this over here, or maybe there can be some work for you in this way or with this kind of organization and stuff, rather than it being more of a okay, thanks for ending the major problem. We've got these problems we're dealing with now. Can you help us there too, to kind of continue your story?
Yeah, which is why I'm like Skyrim can be good, but just the way they made the main story, like, just kind of feels like it could have had more. It could have been better. Like, especially like the actual fight for Alduin.
Shout, stab, 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 stab. Oh, shout,
yeah, that's
stab,
what
stab,
that's
stab,
all
stab, stab,
oh, he's flying.
Shout, stab, 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 stab.
Shout, hit, hit, hit. Shout, hit, hit, hit. Oh, he's done.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it was
even if you didn't want to shout,
boring.
Even if you didn't want to shout and you wanted to do like archery and stuff, because I don't know, maybe the entire gameplay you've been doing and all the side quests and points and stuff you've been putting into your character has been to be like this stealth archer type of character and stuff like that, only for the boss fight to be where even if you don't shout, the NPCs around you are shouting and fucking like bringing him down. Which, I mean, on one hand, cool, it makes him a little bit easier to hit, but then that just makes the fight okay. Shoot, 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 shoot. Oh, shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay,
Yeah,
back
it's
here.
so
Shoot, shoot.
it's so
Bro,
boring.
Skyrim's
And
main
like
story
Alduin is
is
a cool character. Like
yeah,
character wise
Skyrim's
and his
main
own story wise, he's good. He's a cool guy, but the actual gameplay, can't. And that boss fight alone, ugh.
yeah. No, Skyrim's story is just if a D&D campaign never made it past session 1
Yeah.
or the first
Depending on the
big
fucking
bad.
yeah,
That was
because it never felt like there was like it gave you like any drive. Like it's like you kill Alduin, and then you're sitting there like, what next? There's nothing that it like gives you to help help you go towards like certain quests, certain cities, to do certain things. That's it. You killed Alduin. Good job. You're free to do whatever the fuck you want. It's like, but what is there to do? Like you don't
Fair.
know where to go.
It's
Which
like
is
you
why a
can-
lot of times I start doing side quest shit before I ever go fight Alduin. Because I rather get the actual good
Yeah.
storyline stuff done, then go do the boring one.
Skyrim is the reason we have the meme of I did every side quest before the first boss.
Yeah. Because the fact
Level
like,
100
you
up
gain
against
level.
a level 3.
Yeah, like you gain levels faster by doing the side quest stuff anyway than you do doing the actual main story.
Fair. I mean, shit, I
So
went and
it's-
built out a
and you
whole
get to
mansion
build your
before
perks
I even
faster,
went to
too.
go fight him.
Yeah, but you get to build your perks in your class. Yeah.
Exactly. You get to make the character you want, and then you would be like, you get to essentially make the character or the hero that you want to be like. This is the guy that killed the big bad, rather than just somebody who was given what he was given.
Some random dude.
Some random dude that was lucky enough to survive a dragon attack before he got his head fucking cut off.
Yeah, like that's why I feel like it could have had if they actually made it to where like the Alduin was actually a little bit more of a threat, made the story around him a little bit better alone, just to make it seem a little bit better. Because the gameplay in Skyrim, some people will say it's boring, some people will say it's fun. It really depends on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if they made the actual main story better, I don't think that we'd have too much of an issue, especially with this game, like being like the gameplay's pretty decent, but the story's kind of mid.
Completely fair.
Yeah, now I know something else. We gotta figure it. Like, so games that seem like they were more. So what is a game that you would think would seem a little bit more that the developer wanted to make, but the community didn't want it to be that way. Like the experience the community got from it. So something a little more like developer like intended to be the game, but then the community is like, this is not what we were hoping for.
I mean, a few that I remember kind of hearing about was, I know there was a majority of the gamer community had a problem with one of the newer Dragon Age games, because I know this is also holy lag.
We're good. Is he back? You back? Oh. Give him a second, folks. He's currently there. So, I think what he's talking about is like the Dragon Age game, like one of the most recent Dragon Age game. How it seemed to be like the developers wanted to design it, but the community was not super happy with it because it wasn't. Oh,
apologize. That was unexpected completely.
Oh no, it's fine. Welcome back, everybody. We are back from our little technical difficulty. But as we,
If one
Go right
thing
ahead.
works, another thing wants to fucking break. But I can't have anything nice. I'm not
Yeah.
allowed to have anything nice.
It happens. But back
what I
on our
would-
little subject we were having, it was like a kind of how the developer intends it to be compared to how the players feel about it and have an experience with it. Games that kind of
Just
have that. You were talking about
go
Dragon
ahead.
Age, I believe.
Yeah. So
The moment. The moment he comes back, that's just bad luck right there. Oh, oh.
back, son of a bitch! I thought it. I'm going to shoot something. I swear.
In game,
But
in game.
in game, Twitch, in game. You know, like with the funny pew pews, not real ones.
Yes, laser
But,
blasters.
exactly, laser tag. But no, so there was a Dragon Age game that had come out that, and I've only ever played one before, but it was apparently a fucking, what's it called? I mean, it's a fantasy world, obviously, and stuff, and
Wait,
like
wasn't it Dragon Age
magic and
Dogma
everything
2?
else. I think so. It was one of the newer ones. The entire like player cast was a bunch of, and don't get me wrong, we have no hate towards the community, but you're not gonna make a fantasy world have a bunch of LGBT community members as the main characters of, like, don't get me wrong, you want to make the characters gay, you want to make the characters lesbian, make them gay and lesbian. Gamers have no problem with that type of stuff. Just don't force it down our throats, because then you're going to have a problem. Then you're going to have people not play your game, which is why it tanked as badly as it did. It's the same with any game. It's the same like with the statement I did earlier. Go woke, go broke. If you follow what essentially the entitled Karens and the kids who peaked in high school, with their social skills and everything, if you're gonna follow their kind of etiquette and shit like that, then it's like nobody's gonna want to play your fucking game because it's gonna be shit. That's the one thing that we hate the most is.
Yep, we lost him again. I think it's like what he was talking about was like the things we hate the most is when like you decide to make it for us, and then force it down the gamer's actual, like, force it at the gamer no matter what, constantly, basically just like enforcing it, like forcing it to us. We really lost them. Forcing it to us instead of letting us actually decide that, or be like, I don't mind that at all because it's something in the background and not super like forced upon. Like if it's something that's completely forced upon us, then the gamer is not going to have a great experience with the game whatsoever. I will try to up, and our co-host has returned as well. Speak the devil.
If it's not one thing, if it's not my headset fucking lagging like a motherfucker because virtual desktop wants to be a bitch, it's my internet saying fuck you and your sentence. I swear. I fucking hate it here. I don't really, but it's I'm probably coming off to a degree of sounding like I'm harping on the on like that one specific LGBT community and everything. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not. I honest to God don't know how many at this point. Really, really, really close friends that are parts of that community and everything. So before anybody tries to twist that shit, because I know the other week we was talking about cancel culture and everything. Before somebody tries to twist that shit, no, again, Shadow ain't being mean. Shadow ain't saying he hates the gays or anything like that. We cool. But don't shove your ideals and your beliefs and shit down everybody else's throat. Like, if you're gonna make a good game, make a good game. Don't make your game political. Don't make your game have some sort of like hidden agenda, for lack of better terms, inside of the gameplay itself. Like, if you're in medieval wherever the fuck, fighting dragons and throwing fireballs and everything, like, your entire party.
Oh boy, we lost him again. This time, I sadly do not know how to continue off with your entire party.
Okay. I'm hating this right now. I'm not actually, but I essentially what I was getting to, or what I was finishing off stuff with, was it'd be like take Baldur's Gate, right? Great game, amazing game, 10 out of 10 will always play again. And technically, yeah, you can have like same sex kind of couples and stuff like that within the game in that, and it's perfectly fine and all of that, but it's not every single person you encounter is one of the letters that seems to be added every fucking year, and trying to get with the main characters that are also one or multiple of the many letters that are within that list. The fancy alphabet. I'm gonna call it the fancy alphabet from now on. Like, you can have a good game, and you can have those types of communities and stuff in there and everything, without shoving it down the player's throat and essentially forcing them to conform to that kind of culture, that kind of I can't think of the word right now, like a different word for space almost. Fuck. Help me out. Another word for space. Campaign. That yeah. Like, you can have a campaign and shit of that has all of that in it without forcing it.
True.
I feel like I've repeated myself like 6 times there, and neither one of y'all stopped me. How dare you?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'll completely and wholeheartedly call myself out and everything. Like, I like lesbians, bro. Like, lesbians are hot. But, like, I don't want every single character, NPC or playable in my fantasy game to be a lesbian trying to get snooky with everybody else. Exactly. I don't know if you guys can hear her or not, but she's essentially saying
They cannot.
Okay. She's essentially saying that, like, she's into the homies being the homies touching tips a little bit and everything, but she don't need some game or something where every single corner, every single couple is two dudes making out with each other and everything.
Like it's okay for it's okay for like the LGBTQ community to be in certain games if like it fits the world and it fits the gameplay. But make it something to where it's more of a background thing, like, oh, I didn't know these two characters were, or oh, I didn't know this. Like, make it
Or
something
make
to where
it
it's
more
like
accurate.
nothing. Yeah, or make it slightly a little more towards the actual lore and the story of the game. Don't make it the main thing of the game because that is where gamers who don't really care, but they came for the game because the original game was really good. They came for the game to actually play it, but then you're ruining their experience by developing this into it and making it such a forced thing. Another game that I will definitely say that seemed to have like that has a little bit of that like just like developer intent and the gamer versus gamer experience is I want to bring up the launch of No Man's Sky. Like the actual launch of the No Man's Sky originally. How the developers intended to be this great, amazing space game that it is now, currently. But at launch, they said what they wanted to do, but then when the players got it, when it actually came out, it was nothing like they wanted, to the point to where the community was so mad, so upset about it, that they voiced their opinion about it. The developers shut the game down for 2 years to fix it, and then relaunched it to what it was supposed to be from the start. That shows that developers were willingly intending on making the game the original, the way that they have it now from the beginning. They just didn't choose to do it, and they decided to rush it and then causing the players to have a very bad experience and a very bad taste about the game, to where even after they fixed it, a lot of the players that originally got the game didn't want to go back because they were like, you killed it. I don't want to touch this game again. I don't want to play it. I have yet to properly play No Man's Sky. I have the game. I have No Man's Sky. I just have yet to actually properly play it.
Same. I played with a few friends where, I mean, shit, I didn't even really start getting into it until like the base building was kind of the new thing. It was right before like they added in the mechs and the pets and all that good stuff. But I mean, even then, I didn't really play much I did, but the lore and all of that within No Man's Sky, I know fuck all about because
honestly, same.
They were farmers. They were, hey, we're going to go farm a bunch of this stuff, and then we're going to go sell it and make a bunch of money so we can go buy these cool spaceships. And so it's like, I've got a freighter, and I've got plenty of ships that I've gone out or either found or bought from like a few of the different farm items I've done. But that's all shit. It would be safe to say, and I'm going to say this because I don't know if it's the right fucking terminology, but it would be safe to say that I honestly don't know how to play No Man's Sky.
That
like I know the controls.
I will even agree with. Like that's the thing. I don't even know controls. I don't know how to play No Man's Sky. I don't know the controls of No Man's Sky because of the fact that
spacebar land.
Mainly because of the fact, it's more of the fact that it's like, it doesn't seem like they really thought out a proper way to introduce new players fully. But other than a new player having to watch watch a video on how to figure out how to play the fucking game.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. They throw you on if you're lucky a habitable world.
But they kind of just said, we're not going to really tell you how to play the game.
Oh yeah, no,
how to even start.
No, it is a toss-up. You start out and they throw you on, if you're lucky, a habitable world. If you're like the other 90% of the game, you'll get thrown on something where it's like, you have 10 minutes before this is out or that is out. And then you'll just see like a little quest pop up somewhere. I forget now, but a little quest pop up somewhere that's either repair yourself or find and repair your ship. And then it wants you to go find the shit. This is just what I remember from my first like new player experience. Wants you to go find the ship, and then it wants you to ouchie, hang on a second. I'm sorry. That hurt. They want you to go find the ship and then essentially see, it needs this material and that material, and then just start shooting shit and mining shit to figure out what gives what and hope that you find what you need before the storm takes you, essentially, and you start over.
Yeah, I'm like, that's like something that's like the development team intended to be a really cool space game, but because of the fact that they botched it, they ruined the experience for the community. And then after they fixed it, they still never made a proper way to help newer players actually learn the fucking game. Like, they left that entire feature out, and it seems like I don't know if they have added it in. If they have actually properly added it in, I'll have to re-download it and recheck it out because it's been so long. Because like I said, I barely even touched the game. But mainly because of the fact there was no way of telling what the fuck to do. So now it's just like, if they have added it in, good on the developers. They're actually learning. But otherwise, it's like, it was just one of the games where it's like the developers intended to be something big, something amazing, and then botched it at launch day and completely destroyed the community's take on it, which is sad. So definitely that is something that it's like, it could have been better at the beginning, but it just wasn't.
You can say the same thing right now about another space game, which is, I'm sure you've heard of it or you've heard me make mention of it, but it's a game called Star Citizen. Yup.
Yeah.
Yup. I mean, I've been a backer or a player or whatever the fuck you want to call us at this point of that game for years now, and I've only spent roughly a little over $500 on it in all of that time.
Jesus. So quite a bit, but
yeah. Listen, some of them ships are expensive, bro.
That's
the video. If you've ever seen the videos of the quote unquote leaked echelon packs and stuff that are like $30,000 game packages, and those exist. Those are I've met people in the game back whenever I was playing that were whales and that had bought some of those packs previously. Cool fucking ships, don't get me wrong.
Just not worth the money.
Yeah, and it's like I would wholeheartedly tell somebody, especially if whenever it has free weekends and stuff, or if they have the extra money to spare and are fine with essentially losing that money if they don't like the game, to buy just the base package, the cheapest package you can get and everything, because anything that is actually available to play and fly in game that you can buy off the website is available to buy and play and fly in game itself in some way in a free capacity. And so it's like you don't have to buy the super uber expensive shit that just basically gives you a permanent version of that vehicle on your account, rather than you having to spend money to get it like insured and or go and buy a new one if they all get destroyed and shit and stuff like that.
Fair enough. Like, That does seem kind of scummy. That definitely seems a little bit more like the developers intended it to be a cash grab kind of game instead of a like a microtransaction game, instead of a game designed around the community and the players to actually enjoy. If certain ships like cost actual like real life money, it seems like the development team, like developers, intended it to be a microtransaction based game instead of it just being just a normal, it's just a, like pay to play a cool space game. And you can get all the ships in game easily, or just with a little bit of grind, or like the systems of how to properly get cash faster. But some games that are like that, like they're not fun for the player experience, especially for the community to actually properly enjoy. If it's designed to be a game about microtransactions, if it's a game designed to be around microtransactions, a lot of times it's really, really hard for a player community to stick with it.
Yeah, I will say Star Citizen itself, it's not necessarily designed just around microtransactions because like I said,
Seems
90
like it.
well,
Seems.
so 90% of, like I said, 90% of what's on the web that you can buy on the website, you can get the exact same thing in game. And really the only reason you would want to buy, like back in the day whenever I played it a lot more heavily, a big reason why a lot of people would spend fucking tens of thousands of dollars buying like all of the different ships and stuff like that cost a couple $100 and a couple hundred of like IRL dollars to actually buy was because any next like big update or like major update to the game, it would be kind of like Tarkov type stuff. It would wipe everything that you had. So any reputation you had built up, anything you bought from but that doesn't happen anymore because after the 1.0 release, or 1.0 beta drop or whatever the fuck you want to call it, they stopped they stopped wiping after each update and everything. Everything is actually persistent now. So it's like shit that I bought in game fucking 3 years ago and haven't touched my account since and everything. As long as I don't hit the reset on the website, which you can do as well, it'll still be on my account and everything. Like to this day, I could download and log in right now and have the same shit that I bought in game for free and stuff like that. And so, but I can definitely say there's also nowadays it's more I would say kind of like a pay to win almost to a degree. And it's like not even pay to win actually. It's more what's the word, like pay to fast track, pay to this is gonna sound really wrong, but pay to pleasure. Essentially, it's I don't want to put in the time and effort and work for this. Let me give you $400 so I can just go out and fly it and do shit with it already and stuff. And it's like a pay to skip the grind, which I honestly, with where the game's at right now, I'm okay with single ship packages costing $200, $300, $400 and shit like that on the website, or even higher, because in my opinion, it incentivizes people to actually play the fucking game the way that it's intended and put in that grind and stuff like that within the actual game world, instead of just opening their wallet to then have it. Because then you have nothing. I could be the only one that feels this way. I am fucking weird about this half the time, but it's like if I have nothing to actively work towards in a sandbox game, I get bored. I can't. I don't play it for more than like a couple of days. Like I need that constant. I'm grinding towards something, or I'm working towards progressing to a certain degree and being rewarded for the progress that I make, or I'm not gonna play it.
That's fair.
Like, I lose all interest in playing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, sandbox games, like, definitely, that is something that they do sadly downfall from, is, like, if it's full sandbox, it's the, like, what to do kind of aspect. But that's just kind of how sandboxes are designed. They're meant for you to be able to do whatever you so choose. But if you yourself don't go into a sandbox game thinking about what you want to do and how you want to get there, you're not going to have a good time in the game. So that is something that's like, it's all on the player itself if like you don't think about something about how to
100%.
properly enjoy a sandbox
100%.
game.
That's why I will say it's one of the reasons why I can't play and enjoy playing, especially alone, vanilla Minecraft. Like, at this point, I have to have at least certain mods in there, even if I know what I'm doing with them. It gives me that I can work towards building this factory type thing up, or I can work towards getting this thing online and stuff like that. But even then,
certain sandbox games, it's like sometimes they're just needed.
I need that. I need that initial structure. I can make my own story and figure out how to do shit my own way, but I need that initial structure, that initial like instruction of, we recommend you start here and do all of this. I have a new chair. I am now a part of.
You have now been consumed by a couch. You were consumed by a couch for a second there, my friend. Oh,
fair.
Looks like a surprise guest host is here.
Yeah.
Everyone, please welcome Flookje.
Miss Flookje.
Hello.
Our little surprise host that has come to join us.
It took a while because I sprayed Windex in my eye, but for the rest.
Oh my god!
You okay?
Are you okay? Like, goddamn!
Okay, now that we've established that you're okay and everything, how in the fuck did you do that?
I have like a teeny tiny bottle that I could put in my bag that has like Windex in it, so I could clean my glasses on the go. I took my glasses off to clean them, and I did not see which side I was spraying, so I sprayed it right into my eye instead of on my glasses.
Okay. That is fair. That is
okay,
fair.
If it's the little push down top bottle, then yeah, I can understand that because like sometimes those fuckers are a little confusing.
That has like the teeny tiny
I'm not gonna lie though. I was gonna have to have Alexia come slap you for me if you told me you tried to clean your glasses without taking them off and you missed the lens and like sprayed yourself in the eye.
I could have done that by accident as well, but I didn't.
I'm glad that you didn't.
I will say this: you clean your glasses with Windex. You could just use a microfiber cloth.
I know.
It's mainly just dust.
Like once in a while, I do need to clean them with a little bit of Windex stuff, and then like my like cloth thingy, because I do have it. But sometimes it just gets stuck in there, you know. And otherwise, you just wait.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, that is completely fine. But right now, I was about to lead us off into our another little segment within our ever so wonderful story about lore versus gameplay. Cancel culture of video games.
Oh.
How cancel culture can destroy a game.
Yeah.
It can also be used for good.
It can be used for good, but it can also be used for evil.
It can be used for evil, but the reason I'm saying it can be used for good is, look at the community around Helldivers when PlayStation decided they wanted to implement you had to have PSN. You not only had the gamers mass review bomb this game into the absolute oblivion. You had platforms that were hosting this game.
Yeah, you had Steam back up the community as well and be like, yeah, that's not
cool. We'll give you a refund. We'll give you the money for your money back.
No matter how many hours you have on it.
You already put 250 hours in the game. Don't care.
Look, Anyway, go to our tech support real quick.
Get your
But yeah, definitely like Helldivers wise, like they definitely that was definitely one time where cancel culture actually has become helpful for a gaming community. Just because of the fact that it made a corporate conglomerate realize that what the fuck they did was not okay, especially for gamers. Like, that was where it was helpful. But there are also times where games have been demolished because of cancel culture. Because something wasn't woke enough, something wasn't right about it, something wasn't this or that about it, and just it fully botched the game. Which has never been good because there's been a lot of games. I'm just struggling to think of like one game that has been destroyed because of cancel culture. Fuck, there's a game that has been destroyed by cancel culture. I just can't think of which one it was.
There have been a few actually.
There have been a few, but there's been like, it's just like there was one that I was trying to think about. Hold on, I have to actually kind of look this up. Give me a second.
I know what you mean though. I've fuck. There's been a couple that have been talked about, but I can't think, or they weren't necessarily completely canceled, but they, like, the entire story premise and everything within them was completely changed. Like, they took the entire story, uprooted everything, and changed it to something more woke or more politically correct and everything, to appease everybody.
I know, like, in some games they have like split stuff apart because like the players did not like all the new shit getting added. So I know, like, for example, World of Warcraft, you also have World of Warcraft Classic now, and in RuneScape you have old school RuneScape and normal RuneScape. Like, that sort of shit has happened as well, which is quite nice actually, because then you are with a community that actually really loves the game, especially like in old school, for example.
That's very true.
I was just about to bring up Hogwarts. I was just about to bring that up.
I loved it though.
Yeah, a lot of
people
were bashing. People were trying to, because all the stuff that J.K. Rowling was coming out with before the game's full release, people were saying that if you were buying the game, you were supporting J.K. Rowling, even though you may have bought the game just because you were a fan of Harry Potter. You loved you loved the universe Harry Potter, so you just wanted to play a game like Harry Potter. So, and that was all you cared about. You didn't care about the controversy. But it was something that was just indirectly, quote unquote, supporting J.K. Rowling, even though you weren't.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh god, Cyberpunk.
What was? Wait, hold on. What happened with that? I didn't know there was controversy with that.
I mean, I have heard a lot of bad shit about it. Like, some people are very positive about it, but some people just fucking hated the game. Like, I've never played it myself, so I know why, but
I know there was a lot of bugs at launch. Yeah, I was gonna say a lot for that one. It was a lot of bugs. With Hogwarts Legacy, though, it's like you quite literally, it wasn't just the game. You weren't allowed to like Harry Potter.
But I fucking love Harry Potter.
Like, I know everybody loves.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen. GTA is never gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
Like I know the Karen Mom group we've brought up previously, the Collective Shout group, is, I'm pretty sure, actively trying to cancel GTA 6 and everything, and instead Rockstar's just like, no, we're gonna push it back a little bit instead. There's some other games coming out in this point.
Why would people want to cancel the game? Like, if they don't like the game, just make it so your kids don't buy it until they're 18 or something.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. It's a caring group that they don't want to parent their own child. They want the government, they want the world to have all of the rules that they want to give their children instilled everywhere, so they don't have to worry about instilling the rules in their own child. They can just say, see, everybody lives this way, little Timmy.
I got another game that was
easy,
basically. I got another game that was almost destroyed by boycotting. Left 4 Dead 2. People were upset. Yes, Left 4 Dead 2. Like, people were upset that Valve was so quickly pushing towards the second game. And they thought that they were full on just abandoning Left 4 Dead only because Left 4 Dead 2 only came a year after Left 4 Dead.
Oh, that
Left
is
4 Dead
very
came
quick.
Left 4 Dead was 2008. Left 4 Dead 2 was 2009. And people were upset about it because it was like a year difference between the two launch. So they were like, you're just abandoning Left 4 Dead. You're not even going to try to put any more effort into it. While like Valve was saying, no, our team just wanted to make the next game installment. And then we were going to keep working on Left 4 Dead until we decided it was the right time to transfer all the effort onto Left 4 Dead 2. And it was causing a massive controversy for Valve, like just as a company, because they're like, "Oh, these guys only put out a game and then decided to update it within like another year, decided to make a new one a year later, and then basically scrap the original idea which it was built on." When no, Valve was just trying to keep content out for everybody because like some people like left because 2000 like the early 2000s is when gaming was starting to get like PC gaming was in that really weird era and really weird stage.
It was still primarily like console gaming and stuff.
Yeah, where like Left 4 Dead could sometimes run on PCs or like it would run great on some PCs, but on other PCs it would be really troublesome. And then Left 4 Dead 2 was the one that fixed a lot of those issues, and some people were just getting upset with Valve just because they didn't even try to do that with Left 4 Dead. But they said that they were still working on it at the time. They just wanted something that actually fully functioned for everyone.
Which is fair. Which is completely fair.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm kind of looking at games that were almost destroyed by boycotts right now. That's why I brought up Left 4 Dead 2, because I was like, wait the fuck a minute, what? Even it caught me off guard. I was like, what?
I know there's a lot that I've ended up scrolling past, like just different videos and stuff of. Sorry, I'm fixing hair right now as well. But I would scroll past videos or something of different people being like, "Oh, look at this game. Oh, look at that game. Oh, look at these things over here," and they would essentially. I'd see one video and then I'd never hear about them again, because unless it was something being like, yeah, this game nobody likes anymore because, fucking.
Oh, hi.
Fuck. I just lost everything I was gonna say.
Oh no, you're good, man. You're good.
Essentially,
I was very intensely listening.
What was I saying? I can get back on track. I know that much. What was I saying?
You were talking about how some games you would see like one video and then never see anything about it ever again.
Oh, yeah. So it's like you would see like all this hype and stuff from creators talk about this one game, this one video or whatever, and then it would just disappear. And then if somebody brings it up later on, they'd be like, "What game are you?" "Oh, yeah, no, that game ended up being like either A, just really bad, or B, it got just basically taken down and disappeared because there was too much community backlash from people like Collective Shout being like, you can't put that in your game. We don't like it and it offends us. You can't do that." And they got essentially
another game when we get there.
they would essentially get afraid of not being able to get investors and shit, and it's so dumb. So many good games never come out.
I have throughout the years seen so many fun, like also like some indie games and stuff that looked so much fun, but then they indeed like fucking disappeared. Like there was also, I don't remember the name and what it was about, but it looked so fun, but it disappeared because they couldn't get the funding because like all the companies thought like, nobody's gonna love that.
Right, and it's like corporations don't pay attention to the communities anymore nowadays. Also, what game were you gonna bring up, Doug?
I was going to bring up Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was almost destroyed because of the rate, because it was like the most violent game of its time ever coming out, that the M rating for mature wasn't enough, and then if it wasn't addressed, the government was actually going to get the game, either was going to address it. The game had so much controversy behind it because of the fact it was such a violent game when it first came out that it was too much, and like they literally said that either y'all fix it or we will fix it. So then the actual entertainment industry talked out what a proper rating would be for Mortal Kombat games, which I believe is now where we get the R-rated. The rating R for Mortal Kombat or M or higher, because of the fact that Mortal Kombat is such a brutal game.
I believe it.
So we wouldn't have this high rating for some video games if it wasn't for the fact that Congress almost got involved on making the rating or taking Mortal Kombat down completely. So Mortal Kombat almost got destroyed by not just by a cancel culture. It almost got destroyed by a government.
But even then, like that,
and I feel like that's a higher cancel culture than anything. Like that is a higher cancel culture.
Fucking how? You can at least say like, dude, we're such a good game. They wanted to cancel us.
Yeah, but like that's just the thing. It's just how it was like they released. It was such a violent game for the time it came out, because Mortal Kombat came out in like, fuck, the 80s or 90s, I believe.
It is an
old game.
It was an arcade
violent game for when it came out.
Well, yeah, not
like,
even. It was an arcade box
game
as well. So like
it was wasn't even on consoles. Machine game.
Yeah, and then it moved to consoles probably early 2000s and stuff. I never played. The only one I ever played was Mortal Kombat 10. If I'm being honest.
But yeah, I'm like, Mortal Kombat almost is like actually like almost got canceled by a government.
I love that because how did GT machines at my old workplace? We had Mortal Kombat 3 on it, I think.
Yeah, because Mortal Kombat started off on an arcade machine before it became console games.
You can go and just
it's such a good game, though. Especially like on one of those old machines, like
You get the fucking joystick and
legitimately looking at games right now.
Yes.
I'm like, Mortal Kombat definitely one of them that I was like, really? This almost got destroyed by cancel culture?
See, my thing is it's like, how is a game like that?
Ooh, Diablo.
But not.
I forgot about Diablo.
GTA 5 itself.
GTA has almost gotten canceled, but that's just because of like the imagery within GTA, like you know the very nice building in Los Santos, especially near towards our boy Franklin. I can't say what it truly is because I don't need Twitch at us.
Fair.
The very fun building.
Yeah.
The fact that you're committing literal crimes, and you're basically like you're doing armed robbery. Well, I can see why people were like trying to get the game canceled.
Like I can. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like
promoting it, but not at the same time.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like I find it funny that a game like Mortal Kombat, which yes, it's extremely violent, but I mean you also had games like Doom and shit coming out around that same time and everything. But for Mortal Kombat to have the government to step in but
Yeah.
games like GTA and shit like that were the exact same, if not worse, to a degree, barely had having the obvious stereotypical pushback from parents not wanting their kids to play that type of a game and stuff, but not much more than that. Not enough to be like, hey, let's review bomb this to try to get these platforms to take it down, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It might also be like it could come out a bit later, so I think people were
That's
like
true,
getting more
too.
okay with it.
Yeah. So, because like as time goes by, you're gonna start getting a little more adjusted to certain aspects, especially within the gaming industry, because gaming is gonna be very varied depending on like genres of games you're playing.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very
you can go
true.
from like planting a cute little garden to killing everything in sight.
In a game, Twitch, in a game. I'm looking at you, Twitch, in a game.
In 2 games to be exact, Animal Crossing and Doom.
Exactly. We'll list the actual games where that actually happens in a video game. Alright? But definitely, I'm like, it's just something that like it's kind of shocking to think that technically cancel culture hasn't fully destroyed a game just yet, but has gotten so much controversy around games that it's stirred people away from the games entirely. Like, which is
I just like
something that definitely does suck. Yeah.
I will always love the fact that I got to live through and be a part of the Helldivers 2 movement when it happened and everything.
Yeah, where we told Sony to piss off with their PlayStation Network. That was a great day. And now it's on Xbox.
Yeah, Sony tried to say, Arrowhead, you're going to do things the way we want you to, and Arrow said,
the community said,
unite.
No.
And then it was that fucking scene from Endgame where all the fucking portals start opening up
communities coming like, no.
and everybody's like, yeah.
We had, and the thing is, like, especially about that, like, because it wasn't just PlayStation and PC players and Steam supporting the fact that Helldivers 2 shouldn't be pushed to PSN because it wasn't at the launch, that it was also Xbox. Xbox players were also coming in to back us up, even though they couldn't even play the game yet. They were still like, this is not cool.
Well, and the main reason, too, is because the enforcement of having to have a PSN account took it out
of, I forget how many countries.
I was going to say, I forget how many countries, but it was like...
They re-unbanned, like, I think 190 countries. Exactly. When they decided to re-unban them, it was like 190 countries. That's a lot.
Just imagine all of those countries, people not being able to spread liberty and democracy throughout the universe.
Just because Sony wanted to be Sony.
Sony wanted to boost their fucking numbers so that their investors would look at them and be like, oh, you're actually thriving right now and everything.
Yeah.
And it was also after the game had already launched. The biggest thing, even then, to be completely fair with you, the biggest thing wasn't even the fact that a lot of countries wouldn't have gotten to play it because of their laws. Because if we're being completely honest, had Helldivers pushed or initially launched with needing to have that, there would have been some pushback, but people would have more than likely been like, you know what, I can play it. I don't really care that those people can't play it. We're doing fine. It was the fact that it was, I want to say, 2 months after it was
2 months after launch is when they decided to try to force it in, and that's when the community was like, why?
Well, because all of those
you
people
went 2 months without it, and you're seeing how well the game's doing. Why do
now you want to do
the game?
Yeah, not only that, it's like all of those people that had already bought it that were in those countries would have immediately, because PSN even said, like, if you're in one of these countries, we're sorry, you don't have access anymore. And they were like, yeah, so it's like, imagine you bought it, played it for 2 months, had hundreds of hours and shit like that.
Had over 200 hours in the game, and then they just
like, oh, sorry, you can't play anymore now because your country doesn't allow you to have this account or anything. Oh, you want to refund it on Steam? Oh, you have 250, 300 hours in it. We can't refund it. And so that's why Steam was even like, you know what?
Steam was like, we'll give it back. Full refund.
Yeah, we'll give you your money back. We don't care.
That is a good option, at least. I paid money for it. Now it's gone.
Yep. So definitely, like it had like there's been a lot of games that have gone through controversies that are still around to this day and have multiple different titles with them. That or like games that are currently like the most current game within the franchise that are still around or struggling a little bit by player base count, but otherwise they're still going. And it just really depends on what all happens, especially for the community to decide on what goes down and everything. I know. What are we? Oh, okay. We got
like 6 minutes?
A minute.
6 minutes?
A minute till the outro, so it won't even matter. We can't talk about nothing else.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, because the outro is the last 5 minutes.
Damn.
But yeah, definitely, I'm like, there's been a lot. Like, it just really depends on everything more than anything else, especially for like the whole segment, lore versus gameplay. You'll have games with great lore, shitty gameplay. You'll have games with great gameplay, shitty lore.
I mean, shit. Look at my recent hyperfixation Destiny, and listen, I thought about bringing it up at the beginning.
I was doing everything I could not to as well.
You said earlier, exactly. We both knew you didn't want us to just talk about Destiny the entire time, so we kept it out, but I'm bringing it now. And that game, great fucking lore to a degree, great fucking story. We used to have a great fucking story till they took half the shit.
Make a fucking special so you two can talk about Destiny the entire fucking time.
That's a whole nother time, but right now it's our outro time. So I will definitely like to say that thank you everybody for coming and watch. Thank you for coming to our like podcast and stream today. We really do appreciate y'all coming in, stopping by, listening to us rant about video games. We had one new follower. Thank you for following us. We do appreciate it. The more we get, the better we do. You can currently find us here on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, freaking Castbox, Amazon Music, Better Podcast. Sadly, you will not be able to find us on iTunes. We're sorry, iOS users, because right now, because of the fact that it's we don't really want to we don't really want to build a freaking Apple account just for this. It seems a little much.
We don't have the
sorry,
Apple
at this current moment of time, we're just not going to iOS. Yeah. So
yeah,
it is what it is. It is what it is, but we do definitely appreciate y'all stopping by, coming to listen to us rant about video games for the rest of this time. We do appreciate Flookje for stopping by in. Flookje is our permanent Sunday host, so she'll be here basically every single Sunday as well. Kind of, when she can be, not every single Sunday. My bad.
I should mostly be able to, but.
Flookje will be here as much as they possibly can for our Sunday shows. We're not. Shadow, you're stuck here too. Shadow, you can't leave. Shadow, you're stuck here. Shadow, you know too much.
I was about to say, you can't get rid of me that easily. I'm like a roach infestation, bitch. You think I'm gone and I come back 3 weeks later. The fuck?
But yeah, But definitely, everyone.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you all for coming by. Thank you for stopping by. We shall see you guys next time on Gaslight Me Gently on our Sunday podcast. Have a wonderful time, and we shall see you all around. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.